Okay, well, we got the market open coming up in just a couple of seconds, and we'll have the first rates on your screens. So, as expected, it's a bumper start, 130 odd points higher on the Nifty. So, we're at about 23,345. The Nifty Bank is starting at about 49,150. That's about 0.8% higher. The Sensex is up 0.6. Mid-cap index doing a little better with about a 1/3% gain, and the small cap index will come up as well on your screens. So 1% on the Nifty IT index, and it's seeing a bit of a jump. So outperforming at least the benchmark indices at this point, the Nifty IT. Let's look at the heat map, which is emerging up on your screen, 0.5%. On the Nifty, you've got just about 4-5 names in the red and everything else, which is starting up in the green at this point in time. Okay, a little more red now, so about 14 odd names in the red, but everything else is starting in the green. So that's it. I mean, HDFC Life is, of course, the big results reaction, 7% higher at this point in time, but it's all about individual names, individual stocks. Look at the sector watch, right? PSU Bank, top gainer 2%, but of course it's lost about 0.25% of value from the all-time highs. Metals are up 1.5%, dollars lower. And of course, I mean, others as well in varying degrees. IT is up about 1.3%. Surabhi.
Okay, let's get down to stocks then. And obviously, HDFC Life is the one that's hitting it out of the park. Stock has been up between 5 and 6% as we open. Make that 7.5% now on HDFC Life. Look at that. The thing is that the market wasn't ready. There was no positioning to look at such a performance because the narrative was so negative. This whole clamp down on the banker channel, the surrender of policies being the other regulatory overhang, but they have come out with great performance. The margins are looking stupendous, and the market's saluting that. Let's move on. Adani Enterprises, Adani Ports having a good start this morning. HDFC Life is pulling up SBI Life as well. That stock's up about 4%. The other gainers include SBI, the bank itself. Tech Mahindra is up to 2.5%. Indices Bank is also higher. There is, actually the banks are doing very well. HDFC Bank as well, 0.8% up there. The bank Nifty is gaining twice as much as the Nifty. So it's a solid morning for some of the large cap banking names. Let's round it up with ICICI Bank, also up about 0.5%. So this is the good piece. On the downside, there is some profit taking in the so-called safety zones in the market. So your consumer names are down and out. HUL, ITC, Nestle, Tata Consumer, all of them losing, but not too much, 0.5% to about 1% lower. Otherwise, the banks are turbocharged this morning, looking very good. 500 points up on the bank.
All right. Well, the HDFC Life, clearly the stock of the morning up close to around 8.5%. Paytm is not doing too badly. That as well is up close to around 5%. Yesterday, it had a 4% rally. It's building on to those gains and on massive volume. So that one comes up for you on the screen. You had MobiKwik. Well, yesterday, in fact, had a large trade that took place. A large fund did sell most of what they had. And that one, in fact, has popped up in trade in today's trading session. So good move is what we're seeing on that one as well. Ambuja Cements, well, that's bounced back with the entire group of Adani Group companies. So Ambuja as well as ACC, both of them moved high. We'll get an analyst later on today. Will be interesting to hear his thoughts in terms of what is his view on both these two stocks. So we'll stay tuned for that. On the downside, a few stocks that are moving lower. CESC, that's lower. Kalyan Jewellers, massive volumes is what we have seen just in the first few minutes. The stock is as flat as can be. It's in the F&O band. So we'll have to see whether or not there is any kind of buying that takes place on this one. But keep an eye out on that name. The other one is Manappuram. That's as well as in the F&O band. And that's opened up, I think, with a gain of close to around 2.5%. So Manappuram continues its upward trajectory after making a low of around 150 rupees. And ABFRL, that's the other one that's in the F&O band. So I think we should get that one as well. What are the initial rates on ABFRL? Up close to around 1%. Good start. Need to build on from here.
All right. Well, I think it is indeed a good start, and we'll see how it goes from here. What do we have apart from everything that we've laid out? So just volume-led gains coming through. Paytm is up another 6%. Paytm is back above 900. Yesterday was a 5% mover. It's another 5-6% today. So million plus shares on Paytm coming through. SBI Life is the other one. So HDFC Life, of course, but SBI Life is also coming up. I think SBI Life reports numbers tomorrow. So that's a 60 rupee pop, 1,530. Again, this one has come off from, highs of close to 2,000 bucks. So there is some activity here. Policy Bazaar is coming up. I mean, these are all essentially a little bit of rebounds after, what we've seen in terms of cracks recently. Max Financial, I'm not sure you guys mentioned, 7% on Max Financial. So yeah, it's insurers and life insurance companies. Actually, we should have a stock stack with the life insurers at the bottom of the screen. The HDFC Life Impact. So MFSL, SBI Life, HDFC Life, and I'm sure there are others which are doing well as well. HCC, PG Electroplast, there is a lot. I mean, HFCL, Railtel, Hoodco. I could go on. Ambuja Cements is up about 4% or so. And of course, the Adani Group names are all up between, 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8% at this point in time. We were talking about that with, of course, Deepan earlier in the morning. So a bit of a lift. I mean, just there's no news flow. It's just a sentiment, kind of a boost with regards to that. Of course, Hindenburg winding down news flow. Oracle Finance is down 0.5%. It's the largest volume traded name by far. Trent is coming up with about a 1% cut and it's got large volumes. ITC is 0.5% lower and CESC is down about 1.5%. I think C8, etc. we already mentioned.
That's right. A couple of more stocks. Aeroflex Industries, that's up close to 12.5%. They came out with the set of numbers.
Yeah.
So boom on that one. And the other one is L&T Tech Services as well. Big move is what we're seeing. Massive volumes on that name as well. So a few of these names are doing well. And at least, the breadth of the market, it's been a long while since we saw this. 9 stocks advancing for one stock that's declining. We have seen the reverse. So the bulls will be breathing a sigh of relief.
Yeah, no, I mean, more than, fresh buying and what your fresh purchases will do. I mean, markets correct. Existing portfolios look a little worn off and rebounds always, of course, welcome in that sense.